UFC 311 of the show in Englewood, California, coming up January 18th. Just an incredible card. Can you just take a couple minutes to just go over the three main fights, Makhachev and Arman? As you notice, I didn't try his last name. I'm being
Tsarukyan.
That's smart.
Murad Davalishvili, another tough one. Umar Nurmagomedov. They're not doing you any favors here, Teddy.
No. you don't want a kid. You don't want a kid from Staten Island trying to pronounce those names. Believe me.
Yeah. So this is a rematch, of course. We all know, if you follow the sport, Islam Makhachev, tremendous. I think he's on a 14-fight win streak now, so he's doing unreal things. He had that one loss to Adriano Martins where he kind of just got clipped. Outside of that, he's dominating most people. He's had a couple of moments here and there, but that's the fight game. But he's dominating everyone. He's got great wrestling. He's got excellent striking as well. The striking's catching up to the wrestling all the time, but he's got a great mind. And of course, he's a dominant champion. This is a rematch. They fought, I think, Arman Tsarukyan. It was his UFC debut. He was only 22 years old. He took the fight on short notice, and he was able to make it a really competitive matchup. He had some good moments. These are both wrestling specialists. Arman's probably got slicker striking, to be honest, but he got out-wrestled in the first fight, ultimately, to simplify it. But it was short notice, and, conditioning is a huge factor in these fights, just like boxing, just like MMA. If you run out of gas, there's no way you're going to win when you get tired. Simple as that. That was one of my things, always be in the best shape possible. Arman Tsarukyan wasn't in the best shape possible. Coming into this one, he's grown, he's stronger, he's grown into his body, he's got tremendous skills. I feel that he's got, skill-wise, a lot of what he needs to push Islam and potentially beat him. However, he said something this week that if I was going to make a bet on these guys, would make me hesitate putting it on Arman Tsarukyan, because he said, he was doing an interview and he talked about, he comes from a wealthy family, and he was talking about how he was in a private jet and driving a Phantom and all the rest of it, and good for him, God bless him. I'm not saying because he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, figuratively, that he can't be a great fighter. That's not what I'm saying. But he said he's not fully invested in this. I'm not fully invested in this. I've got other things I can do with my life. I forget what the exact quote was, but he said, I'm not as invested in this as other people are. And I wonder if that is just him subconsciously kind of already making an excuse for if he gets beaten. I don't know that if that is the case. And I'm playing amateur psychologist now. But the fact that he's saying that, he said, I'm not as invested as these guys. I don't really need to do this. Why is he saying that? When you're fighting for the lightweight title of the world, the toughest guy, you've worked your ass off to get to this point, and then a week out from the fight saying that you're not fully invested, I don't know. It just sounds like a bit of an insurance policy.
That's a great insight. Now go to the next one.
I don't know if that's true that Arman, I'm a big fan of Arman Tsarukyan if he sees this. Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it, but that's fair. That's fair. I would, to be quite honest, if I was privy of that information, my mind would go also towards that place. Because Islam is fully invested.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no other option. If you want to go back to our earlier conversation, there is no other option in his life. There's only one thing. He's not going to, be doing something else. He's not going to be, in another vocation. He's this. He's a fighter. He's a champion. This is it.